Hello, and welcome to the J&J Express Sports Beat. This is the divisional semi-final round of the NFL playoffs. I'm your host, Brett Butler.
And I'm your host, Jeffrey Scher. And as usual, coming to you live from the Changing Times Ale House in East Northport, Long Island, home of the world-famous Wings.
And a great place to watch a Jet game.
That's right, yeah. And they have their own Fireman Ed here, so to get fans all riled up. Just a recap of the wild card weekend. Unfortunately, a couple of teams had multiple turnovers. You had New England Patriots. Who thinks Tom Brady is going to have 3 interceptions and 1 fumble at home? Come on, they haven't lost since 2006. I mean, you take away those turnovers by Brady. You're looking at, yeah, and then the thriller in the desert, Arizona and Green Bay. Green Bay down 31-10, comes back all the way. Hey, bookies made a lot of money on that game because Cardinals saved it for everybody that weekend. So, but hey, we had Green Bay. They should have won, and hey, could have gone either way in overtime. So, what can I say? Jets, of course, we picked here, beat Cincinnati, and I had Dallas against Philly, but my man over here didn't have Dallas against Philly. So, what are you going to do? But moving forward, you got Carroll also signed in Seattle. Yep. You know, and what about Kansas City over there, huh?
Yeah, the New England, Cornell and Charlie Weiss.
Yeah, so unbelievable. And I'd like to make a comment about this, a non-football comment about Mark McGwire's admission this week that he used steroids for the last 10 years or probably most of his career. Well, if Mark McGwire feels that he's so sorry for what he did during his time in baseball, I think he should definitely donate some of that overpriced money that he was paid during his tenure in baseball to charities and maybe do some anti-steroid campaigns to show the downfalls of using steroids. But, you know, hey, he cleaned his slate. How about donating some of that money? Because definitely he wouldn't be making no $20 million a year if he didn't take any steroids, and he's hitting about, what, 10 home runs a year without? Yeah. So he says, come on.
I thought he was just eating spinach.
Yeah, eating spinach. Yeah, he had a Popeye arms and everybody else. Yeah, let's see him donate some money. Let's see him put his money where his mouth is. But anyway, moving forward this weekend, you got 4 conference semifinal games here. Very exciting, so we're going to get right into it. And you got on Saturday, you got Arizona from the thriller in the desert. They're playing New Orleans, who at the end of the season 13-3. They're 8-7 against the spread, and their only home record, they're 6-2, but they're 4-4 against the spread. Arizona's getting 7, Brett. Who do you like in this game? Let's look at it.
This is also a tough call. I ended up taking the Saints. I like, you know, obviously they have the number 1 offense in the league. A lot of their defensive starters were hurt towards the end of the the end of the regular season that are healthy now and they're back. They got Scott Fujita, Randall Gay, Cedric Ellis is like their run stuffers. So Jabari Greer and Tracy Porter are the starting cornerbacks, and they're all back. So I look for that defense to step up a bit.
I like. I have to disagree with you here. I like Arizona +7. Arizona's 5-0 against the spread. Last 5 games in the playoffs, and Kurt Warner's playing the game of his life. He had 5 touchdown passes. He only missed 4 passes in that game.
29-33.
Unbelievable. This could be the last hurrah for Warner. I think he wants to go out on a high note. New Orleans, in their last 3 games that they lost, they went 13-0, then they lost the last 3. They lost against Dallas, Tampa Bay in overtime, Carolina. After scoring nothing less than 24 points in the first 13, they failed to score higher than 17 in the last 3. That's not going to cut it against Arizona. Warner's going to be looking to throw that ball all around. I like Arizona in this game.
And Warner also, Greg Williams is the defensive coordinator for New Orleans. The last time Warner faced, well, not the last time, but in the playoffs, was the Super Bowl with the Rams versus the Titans, which ended up 23-16, 7-point spread. Big push.
Okay, so Baltimore.
Wait, New Orleans.
I'm sorry.
One thing, New Orleans, number 2 in the league in takeaways. So
okay,
they're gonna need
so we'll see what happens on Saturday. Baltimore at Indianapolis. Indianapolis 14-2, 10-5 versus the spread. Baltimore's getting 6.5. I got to tell you something right now. I like Indy at home in this game, even though during the season they beat them by 2 points. The spread was 1 point. Last 5 between these two, Indy is 5-0 straight up and 5-0 against the spread. So I'm looking for Indy. You know, Jim Caldwell's got to answer to a lot of people for laying off starters the 15th week and the 16th week of the season. So we'll see.
Yeah, I like what Caldwell did with when they had their bye week. They actually had a full speed practice. They didn't finish their hits and everything, but at full speed, you know, they keep their timing a little bit. That's going to be important with their offense to keep their, you know, they got to be right on time there. So we'll see how that works out. Baltimore, on the other hand, they did like the bizarro Belichick play. You know, Belichick likes to be pass happy sometimes. The Baltimore had 52 rushes last week for 234 yards and only 10 pass attempts.
Only downfall here is Indy's not good against the spread at home, but Baltimore had a nice upset in New England last week. Like I said, Tom Brady 4 turnovers himself, 3 interceptions, One fumble lost. Hey, we'll see what happens, but I think...
I'll take the Colts as well.
Yeah, we both like Indy over there. Okay, you got Sunday. You got the Dallas Cowboys at Minnesota. Minnesota's 12-4, 10-6 against the spread. Dallas is getting 3. What do you like in this game, Brett?
I like the Cowboys. Their defense has stepped up. The last 4 games, they've had a minimum of 4 sacks per game, and they've been all over the field. DeMarcus Ware has just been, letting loose.
I think Dallas is psyched for this game as well. I like Dallas in this game. You like Dallas?
I'm taking Dallas.
Yeah.
I think if they get an early lead, they'll be all over for
Yeah, Minnesota, first of all, they started out 10-1. Then they went 2-3 in the last 5 with losses at Arizona, at Carolina, at Chicago. They won at home against Cincy, and big deal, the Giants in the last week of the season. That's not impressive. The only way Minnesota is going to win this game is they have to come out strong, but I like the way Dallas is feeling. They're a very dangerous team here this week, and I think they're going to put a lot of pressure on Favre. And, hey, Minnesota's got to play spotless football, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Dallas is going to make a few turnovers in this game. Romo's playing with confidence, and Wayne Phillips is on a roll here. So. Yeah,
Minnesota went 5-3 in the second half. All 3 of those losses, though, were on the road, and the home games that they did win were pretty much blowouts, but they never faced the defense like Dallas. They had they're number 2 in points scored, but Dallas is number 2 in points allowed. So.
Yeah, and since Dallas beat New Orleans at New Orleans, they're playing like another team. So we both definitely like Dallas here in this game. Then you got the surprising Jets at San Diego. San Diego's 13-3, only 8-8 against the spread. San Diego 6-2 at home and 4-4 against the spread. Jets getting +7. Hey, I like the Jets in this game. Take the points, but I think San Diego might eke out a win in this game. But I do like the Jets because of the points.
Yeah, I mean, their defense, I think they'll definitely keep it close to the Jets. And, if they can get some turnovers, they'll definitely be right up in there. 4-point spread or something like that, then you don't know. But 7 points, I'll take
7 points, yeah. Jets have only given up 30 points 3 times this season. 31 to Miami in a loss, 30 to the other game in Miami with a loss, and 31 to New England in a loss. See, all the other games, they've been playing things tight. The defense has not given up too many points. And, hey, San Diego's not a great team against the spread. They won. They started out, they had an 11-game, started out 2-3. Then they went on an 11-game win streak. But, I like the Jets +7. If it was the Jets maybe +3.5, 4, hey, then I don't know. But with a high point spread, I like the Jets too.
Yeah, San Diego, their starting defensive tackle, Jamal Williams, he's out for the year. And, the Jets have the best rushing game in the league. If they could run the ball and, have time of possession in their favor, then it's definitely going to be a close game.
That's right. Braylon Edwards definitely has to stop, dropping balls. So, there you go, folks. That's our conference semis weekend here at the J&J Express Sports Beat. I'm your host, Jeffrey Sher.
And I'm Brett Butler.
And as usual, coming to you live from the Changing Times Ale House in East Northport, Long Island. Your home for Super Bowl 44. And home of the Great Wings. And we'll see you right here next week for the NFC and AFC Conference Championships. Take care.